Ladies and gentlemen,
We are back
we're back,
and we're live.
and it's August.
It's August now, man. It's August, but it just it felt right to keep it going on Wednesday morning. So here we are, live for you folks, live Wednesday morning, a little bit after 10 a.m. And there'll be an explanation of that because it has a bit to do with my back. So
I was just about to ask you, how's your back doing?
I hate to say it, and my girlfriend gets mad at me because it's always my answer. It's here right now. It's a thumbs up. One movement, some weird way right now, and I'm gonna be hunched over in pain. So that's why it's only this.
So what are you on muscle relaxers? Is that what they're giving you?
Muscle relaxers and anti-inflammatories, man. But I went to the doctor, man. I have to go back to physical therapy, and they have me. And I went to see pain management again for it, man. So it's like when I explained it to the doctor in urgent care, and even when I went to see my primary care, they say, it sounds like it's a chronic life thing now, and it's gonna be. So you're gonna have to do these things. So
I think it was the day after. I think it was last Thursday, the day after we spoke about your back on the show. I tweaked my back and I hit you up. I was like, you gave me some bad juju. At first, it was carrying that heavy ass bag that I carry to work. But then on Saturday or Sunday, when I did the ring, the wrestling, oh my God.
That's what triggered mine was I told you it was an accident when I was walking home, when I was coming home from my girlfriend's house. I was on Grand Central, and I told you when I stopped to give the veteran the money.
Yeah.
And, I'm stopping in the middle of the stairs. We're supposed to be keeping on 6 feet and just stopping right there. The lady, I'm guessing she's maybe looking at her phone or something. And she slammed into me and knocked in that duffel bag, and I had my Xbox. I had a pair of sneakers in there. I forgot what we had done that weekend.
You just did that hard reach.
Nah, it didn't even do the hard reach. It just jerked my shoulder, and the whole weight yanked me. And that pulled like this muscle in my neck. And that was like almost 4 weeks ago now. And that was what originally did it. And that wasn't too bad. But then I told you the reaching story where you got the real story. And then
the reaching story.
And then that Friday came the real bad one, was getting out of the shower the day of the Mets opener. And I felt it. It wasn't too bad. I was at Fellas. We enjoyed the game. And he said, yo, lay down on my rug, bro. And it's like this amazing, soft, plush fucking rug.
That good plush.
And it's
sink into that shit.
It's so soft. And
did it help?
It helped a little bit, but then like my back just didn't want to help work with me to get up.
It probably helps like laying on a hammock.
Nah, I don't know what will at this point, man. All I know is this has been some of the worst back pain since the original, injury that set it all off all those years ago, and it hasn't been fun. I guess the only silver lining in all of this is the fact that I'm out of work, and it's not like I have to go from work to deal with that. And hopefully, doing all this stuff will make it so when I do eventually go back, that it won't be as bad of an issue.
I see you got the Necrotic Society stickers on your laptop.
Yeah, man, I had to, man.
I was gonna wear the tee today, but
those were I started to too, and you know what? I was kind of worried you might, so that's why I didn't.
I didn't do it.
That's why I didn't, man. And there we go. That's both of us thinking like each other, bro.
That's crazy.
I was like, you know what? I know him. That's why I don't wear the Black Tony's hat. I'm like, you had the gray one. You rock it. You always wearing it, so we can't both wear it at the same time.
Shout out to Sosa though. He gave me a 1718
hat. He told me he has a dad hat.
Himself.
He told me he has a dad hat version of it. He's trying to find for me. He has one left.
I would have wore that shit, but I wore it yesterday. So
yo, shout out to Sosa. I'm going Friday to that to the Michael Jackson thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm going. It's I'm a big fan of Mike, man. And you say you honoring Mike. I might have to try to find a sparkly glove on Amazon real fast.
You can find that shit easy. You can find that shit on Knickerbocker.
Probably.
So I called you yesterday. I think it was pretty late night, and I told you about something that I wanted to talk about today.
I was in the middle of playing Call of Duty, man, trying to level up my battle pass before the season ended.
How late was it, bro? I had
It was
a lot
late.
of drinks yesterday.
It was late. Like I was sitting there, I was zoned out. Yeah, like I had lifted my headphones up over my head. So
It wasn't just the beers yesterday. Kept going to get mojitos, those frozen mojitos.
Frozen mojitos.
From the spot that we did the show at the first time on Greenpoint.
They do frozen mojitos?
Now they do.
Flavors or just plain mojitos?
I think it was plain.
Damn, if they had like a strawberry one, I'd be there.
Yeah,
mango.
bro, I went back twice. Like that shit. By the end of the day, I was surfing. I was a surfer dude. Sinking into the fucking couch.
I mean, those drinks, man. When we were at my girl's uncle's house, they have like a bar in that area, like a bar restaurant. And because of everything, they can't be open for service like they usually are. So her cousin told us, he works there, that they got the slushy machines. They invested in a couple of them, and they've been doing like the frozen drinks, man. And they make flavors that are kind of similar. You've never been there, man. They're like to Wet Willie's and Fat Tuesdays.
Wet Willie's.
It's a place in South Beach, and Fat Tuesdays in South Beach too.
I've been to Wicked Willie's.
Wicked Willie's, yeah. But they both they're known for they're. Do you remember when we were working down in the financial district, when we were recording from down there, we were live down there. We reported on a place that opened in the new racetrack down Aqueduct, yeah. And it closed the next day because they had the big brawl.
Yeah,
that was Fat Tuesdays.
No wonder. Now we got a name to match.
So you know,
because I never knew.
I mean, I never went to that. I've never been to that one, but I've been to the one in South Beach, man.
Well, I think we veered off topic again.
Yeah, but we were talking. I was telling you about the frozen drinks. Yeah, but what you were saying
you about the was it margarita that I said?
Yeah, frozen mojitos.
Mojitos.
But I mean, those things are good, yo. Like I used to have friends. Last segue. He used to have a friend. I used to work with. We do
this a lot.
We do. I apologize, folks. He's gonna get to what he has to say because it's important. And I feel like a piece of shit for interrupting you here.
Oh, okay.
We used to have a friend, bro. I told you, Bryant Park. They used to bartend with us when we worked at DMP, and then she worked at Bryant Park, and they made frozen margaritas, bro. And they just had like all the flavors, bro. And
I didn't even get into margaritas heavy until I met Danny.
Nah, I haven't really had them in a long time.
I go out with him, he's fucking.
But that they were like adults. I was telling her, yo, these are adult slushies. Like they were so
exactly
so many times. Like I mean, in the heat, I would have fucking brain freeze from drinking them. And that was before I learned the trick to put your tongue to the roof of your mouth to help like level out the temperature for your brain quicker.
Yeah, I didn't even know about that.
I learned that recently, man. But yo, like, just amazing.
We gotta go get some frozen drinks later.
Yeah, we do.
But when we started, I think the person we're about to talk about is near and dear to both of us because it literally happened during the inception of Bud and Roach when we started doing radio. He was probably one of the first few people that we met during the Reverb Nation campaign.
One of the few people to do the Bud and Roach
live
3-4. No, he's actually did the 4. He came on. He did live. He did a show with us, and he did the
live
Pine
launch
Box recording.
He did the live launch at Gizzy's when it was just us.
He did a Pine Box interview session. He did a Pine Box actual show. The show. Actual Bud and Roach show and live. He did all 4.
On Good Morning Bushwick one of these weeks.
He did 4. I don't think we had anybody who's done all 4 or done anything from that's come on here yet.
Nah.
Maybe not even my brother never did all 4. He only did like Bud and Roach with us, and then he did good other Good Morning Bushwick. He's done new Bud and Roach with us, but he still hasn't been here for the new version yet. But
But it blows my mind that it's been 8 years. It's been 8 years since we met Johnny Gerasimo. And when I met him, there was a handful of artists that I knew. You remember when I did the Wake and Bake with Roach? Those were artists that I was just picking off of Reverb Nation and then trying to spin their music in the morning because I felt like they were going to blow the fuck up. Joey Ike is another one with that track Nomad, bro. That shit brings tears to my eyes. But I felt that Johnny was going to make it regardless. And then the bullshit happened. You want to talk about a fucking story, man. This guy gets picked up, is about to go on tour, goes to New Orleans. Narlands. To then get diagnosed with germ cell cancer.
What?
Germ cell cancer.
Jesus,
I remember this shit like it was
germ
yesterday,
cell
bro.
cancer?
I never heard of this shit before.
That's like some next level. That's some real, and you know it's fucked up. I'm not gonna make the joke. I had a joke, man, but I'm not gonna make it because it's not a joking situation. But it was well before now, man. But that's just, I can't do it. That's a perfect hook, man. But that is just some.
Save those for off the air.
Off the air.
What happened afterwards? It put us in a different place too, because after we did that initial fundraiser. Once we did the initial fundraiser, that kind of kicked off a whole other set of fundraisers. Everybody was doing it, and I don't know how much he made in total, but I know it helped. Somewhat, it helped. But the real thing about it was the fact that he hasn't given up. Not only is he still alive, he still deals with his stuff. But he's still willing to do whatever it takes to get to where he knows he should have been a long time ago. This is one of those situations where I already told you that I'm shooting a documentary about this. The story, I've never seen anything like this shit before, bro. I've never seen anyone come back from what he's come from, bro. Like, unfortunately, I've lost a lot of people in the past few years. And when I saw him at the hospital the first time, I thought I was going to lose this dude. And now, looking all these years later, we're still talking all the time, about to make a whole lot of music together. And the fact that he's worked himself back up into a position to actually pick up a guitar and want to do this again, regardless of all the bullshit that happened, bro. That shit is priceless. So I'm just going to put this out there. I'm not going to make anything official yet because I still need to talk to Johnny about a lot of details. But Johnny Gerasimo's back. And it's just us here. So if you guys want to listen to what he already has out, take a peek. That's going to change soon too, because the visuals that are coming, I got music videos for every one of his tracks, bro. So you're going to see a whole lot of Johnny G.
It's good shit, man. Hey, man, I'm still...
Let's give him a live hand clap. Live hand clap for Johnny G, man.
I'm still here game planning. I'm thinking about my flag football league and stuff. So yeah, there's that. I've been working. I've been increasing my Call of Duty KD. There's that. That's really it's not important in the grand scheme of life things, but it's bragging rights, So there's that. Nah, I'm just being a dick, yo.
Bragging rights.
You have so much loaded up on your plate right now. It's insane. Like, it's crazy.
And what blows my mind is the fact that I'm able to have as many drinks as I have every day and then wake up and do it all over again.
Nah, man, I couldn't. I can't drink 2 days in a row like that anymore. I can't remember the last time I drank 2 days in a row. Like right now, I'm just preparing myself I'm about to say visually, like mentally for Sunday, bro, for my brother's birthday, man. Like I'm gonna have to have hard liquor, and I've been staying clear of hard liquor a lot, man. Like, it never ends well. It's just to the point in my life where...
Because y'all OD. Y'all OD.
Nah, it's not we OD. I won't say we OD. We just don't know the limit. My first time ever
partying with you, for real, was at Cafe Omar when they basically poured a whole goddamn bottle in your mouth and you threw that shit up 3 feet.
That's a different story. That was a birthday party. I'm going to a birthday party.
To a birthday situation.
So I can't say it's a different story with the same set of people. So I can't say and call it a different thing. But I'm just it's always in fun, man. We never do it on purpose. We're never trying to hurt anyone. We're never trying to purposely. We're not looking to purposely overdo it, man. But it happens. It happens. It just is how it goes, man.
You don't know. That's the whole thing. Is that especially with liquor and mixed drinks, the sugars and shit that they have in there. Once that shit wears off, bro, and you try to get up out that seat,
the sugar and the salt and those Natty Light hard seltzers, bro. That shit had me hunched over the next day, like I was hurting. And when I looked at how much salt was in that shit, like that shit dried me out, bro. That was one of the worst hangovers I have had. And that was honestly worse than the worst beer hangover I've ever had. And I've had like a bad beer hangover. You know what? It was next to the worst beer hangover I had, because the worst beer hangover I had was last year in the Poconos.
Did you ever get like wasted at one of our events?
No, never.
I've been wasted.
I know.
I don't even remember which events. That's the sad part.
I can say about 75%, 80% of them. There's a lot of them where a lot of people don't know, and then, but those that know, you know. But there's a lot of people that don't. You're able to handle yourself and function good, man. But there's a lot of people don't realize it. So none of them.
But that's without hard liquor. That may be a couple shots, but not like all night. I take beers all night. If we're in a spot, give me a Pilsner, an IPA.
I hate to admit it, man. Like when I'm hanging out now, man. Like I'm gonna try to. If I see any hard seltzers on Sunday, bro, that's what I'm pounding. Like I haven't even really had beer recently. I think, it's crazy. I think the last beer I had was here after that first day we recorded those Miller High Lifes.
What was that, July 1st?
I think that might have been. I'm really racking my brain. I think that might have been.
So you've been drinking that Natty Light bullshit?
No, not Natty Light. Hell no, man. I had it that. I'm never having it again after that. Still just regular, White Claws, Trulies. So Saturday, man, I had a lot of Truly. Now Truly, man. I've only had the regular Truly lemonade. Now they've gone to like the lemonade variety pack, man. It's like it's insane. And seeing, bro, that all of these are, and Danny and Emily. Which one of you was it who sent the hard seltzer article? Emily. Yo, man, I think that if these breweries out here aren't thinking to try to come up with really, I don't want to say local flavors, but let's say some, I won't say outrageous, but some different flavors. Not the regular lime, not the cranberry, but a fusion flavor. A couple cool fusion flavors. Seasonal fusion flavors. With seasonal fruits and whatnot. Seasonal hints and shit. I don't know, man. Like if I was seeing the type of money when I pulled up when we did the White Claw update, seeing the market shares and seeing that all the major beer distributors are in it. Like Anheuser-Busch, Corona with theirs, Miller has their vision. Fucking Boston. When we saw it and said Boston Brewing Company, I'm like, yo, is that Sam Adams? I was like, I feel like that's Sam Adams. I was like,
Sam Adams.
And Sam Adams. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Sam Adams is Truly.
That's who does Oktoberfest.
And they already have like 30 some odd flavors, and they do Truly, and they have regular Truly, and then doing Truly lemonades with all these flavors. Like, yo, like if I would look at it and be like, yo,
now.
If I just give it a shot. Let's see how it goes.
It's truly cold.
What's the worst that could happen? Like, I mean,
shit. The worst that could happen is the New York Post could write about it the next day,
and they could just be kind enough to not mention you by name. They could say rambling interview, and totally pretend you do not exist, which is fucking perfect in the world.
That was fine with me. That was the one time I love being ignored.
Yeah, I was like, yo,
thank you. Jesus Christ.
Somebody up there said, hey, guys, listen. These guys didn't know. And listen. And then it's like, yo, they can't even, it's not even like they were about to be ambushed with it. It's like they knew. So, hey.
They probably looked up what Bud and Roach says, and it says two stoners, what is it?
Two stoners with a podcast about nothing.
Podcast about nothing.
Yo, I told a few people that Saturday, man, they followed the podcast on Spotify. Like that's an amazing line. When people ask me what it's been, I tell them it's two stoner friends with a podcast about nothing.
We have to go through a bunch of clips today. I want to revisit this past month here at First Live Studio, of course, 219 Central Avenue. And I guess this will be a good time before we even show video of the studio to plug the show that I have on Saturday. Let's go to full screen. There it is.
Ooh-wee.
So you ready? You ready for this?
Yeah,
it's like wrestling with no crowd.
Wrestling with no crowd. Either you could or you're not, man. And
I could trigger some laugh tracks.
Nah, man, no laugh tracks. No laugh tracks.
Oh man! But this Saturday, 8 at 8. Of course, we're gonna be broadcasting live. I guess it's called pay-per-view. I've been telling everybody it's pay-per-view.
It is essentially pay-per-view. Looking at the way it is,
and everybody's been telling me you could do pay-per-view. How? I don't have cable. I'm like, come on, dude.
Like we've
you just paid to view it.
It's not a cable thing. It's just
like
pay-per-view.
Jesus Christ.
Cables made you believe that it's a thing. You only need them for pay-per-view. It's a thing that could be anything.
And the new, I guess, software or I guess platform that we're using is Ticket Spice. So we're trying them out. You heard Danny in the background. And I'm debuting a new song. It's funny. It was a couple days ago. I caught that Rain Man shit. And within 20 minutes, I wrote this song. And I think it's one of the best songs I ever wrote. So I'm very excited to debut this for the world. I'm not even going to show you before. I want you to hear that shit live. I'm not singing the verse right here. Nah, people need to pay for that. That's $10 on Ticket Spice. Go to my Instagram. The link is in the description. Or just go to Ticket Spice and look it up. King Roach Live. Of course, Zoe Taylor opening up. As always, he's going to get the crowd right.
Get them warm.
Get them warm. Remember that shit you did at... I'm always going to talk about that shit.
Ollie's, man. But here's the thing. We didn't discuss it with the band. I want to introduce you all one by one, and you guys stopped. And you guys were like, it was like, get the fuck off the stage.
Like, get this guy off the fucking stage.
I'm sure they said just keep playing and looping for like a minute.
I'm sure they said other words, though, in their head.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was called, if it was Facebook, I'd be called the
oh my God.
Thug, Sanimal.
That boy off the stage.
Hold out this boy up there. That's why these people aren't allowed out.
But I gotta say, you said that I got a lot of shit on my plate. I do, and my body's starting to feel that shit. Cause now it's just like I have to be on 10 all the time, bro. And when I sleep now, that is a deep, deep sleep. Like I'm surprised I woke up on time for this. And I ended up taking a cab, and I start screaming at the cab driver because he's driving slower than I walk.
Damn.
I'm talking about open road. Like, this guy's just driving Miss Daisy, bro. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Sometimes, man, with these Uber drivers, there's some that try my patience, man. There's some that try my patience, man. I took one home from one of the times we hung out at my girl's uncle's house when I had to come home. And the dude was first off, like, it's like, bro, I told you which way to come, called you, didn't move from where he was at. And then I told him, it's like, yo, bro, yeah, just come first right. I said it, you'll see the way, and then just straight shot to where you have to come get me. And like, yo, he was saying something. I was like, yo, bro, just shut up before I hit you. It's just like, and then when I realized I threatened him, I was like, we're going. You just verbally threatened him. Let's de-escalate this a bit. Put your headphones on, ignore him. And once I put my headphones on, I was always still saying something, but my shit was so loud, so I was clearly ignoring him. And then, like, I gave him the 1 star, said what I said. Uber gave me, the little $10 credit and said, you have a good rating, 4 point whatever. Actually, my rating's a lot higher on Uber than I thought it was.
I didn't even know customers got rated. I don't know what my rating is. He probably gave me a fucking 1 right now.
Considering some of the rides I've had, and actually, I've always had decent rides with Uber drivers. I think maybe because I've rated them low sometimes for being dicks.
It didn't bother me in the beginning because it said estimated time was like 9:35 or something like that. But then he's purposely taking streets where you see mad people's backed up, and then he's just sitting there like, make a fucking U-turn, bro. Go the other way. Why did you even go down Johnson, bro? You're on Bushwick, going to Central. And you make a left on Johnson?
That's why, yo, one of the things that annoy me, and I honestly, I'm open, very hype about it with these guys, is there's so many of them on the road, and there's so many of them that don't know the areas they're driving
come on, bro.
and it's like, bro, even with a GPS, you could find another way. You have a GPS. Like, the ways they get, do you know where you're going? Like, bro, you have the fucking GPS, man. Follow it.
Bro, I tried so hard to keep composure, and I did for the most part. I had my headphones on. I started listening to Johnny's album again, trying to calm myself down. But once I see the clock, it's like 9:45 now. And then the diva starts coming out. I'm like, this motherfucker don't know that I wake up and I got to come do TV, bro. You better drive your fucking ass over here, bro. And he's just there like.
Sometimes they just, I ended
up getting out. I got out by the fucking pizza spot on Myrtle. Yeah. I ain't even let him drop me off over here.
I wouldn't even done that, bro. Like, yeah, make your shit.
Bro, he's just there stuck. He's there stuck. He don't want to move.
And was there a lot of traffic?
He easily go around the truck, but he's just there. Like, come on, bro. I don't got time for that shit.
These guys, they do cocksucker shit like it. You know what I kind of missed though, and I'm not gonna lie. The one thing, we're on the Uber and Lyft. I do kind of miss, but I'm not too sad it's gone. And you know where I'm going at? The Uber pool. While it saved me those few dollars, there were times like, let's say if I go on a run to the supermarket, or I'd still use Uber Pool. But on those nights where I'm coming home from your crib, or like after recording, or I'm coming home from the city after drinking, I just got to the point where I'd had so many Uber Pool incidents, and like the driver saw it, and the driver's like, hey, like, and he like the driver wasn't.
It's just awkward.
I just think that those Uber, I think that Uber pools are what led to my lower range. Because with Uber drivers, I've only had one or two, like where I've been like, yo, I will hit you. I'll reach over this and hit you. And like the dude was being a dick when this whole thing started with the AC. Those are like the only two Uber incidents I could think of.
I'll pay a premium just to be by myself.
But
it's like I don't want nobody around.
I've told you some of the Uber pool stories. Like it's it's like, damn, man.
Into arguments with
even like
people.
Getting off of work a little later, train stops running. I'm like, damn, I don't want to now have to take 3 trains or 4 trains when it was supposed to be 2. But I got out of work just those few minutes late and missed the last train. You're like, hey, let me just take an Uber pool, And then, we start out good, pick up one person, says you're on the way, and we're heading that way, but then they pick up the third person. And then when you see the name of the third person, and you see the area it is, and it's someone who got off of work and went out drinking, and you see the area
obnoxious.
They live in, and those are the worst ones. And
not to cut you off.
No, go ahead. What was you going?
So, did you see last night that Tony's Pizzeria sent us a message? Sal, hit us up.
Yo, bro, when we're done with this, you have to sign me into Bun and Roach on this phone, bro. I only have it on my old phone, and I get them late.
So, he sent me something, and it's kind of like a press release, and it's about this community, and he wanted us to kind of spread this out.
What is it? What's going on?
So,
I don't think I'm going to grids around here.
It's basically getting certain size restrictions. They're doing something to like a landmark.
Let me see.
It says hazardous levels of lead detected on M, J, and Z lines, MTA elevated structures.
Shit. Fuzz Duggles. Shit.
So, and that was just one of the things, because he hit us up about a few things. There's a mural being done that he wants the artist to come on the show. So he sent us the information, but I got it late last night, so we could try to set that up for next week. But that stuff with the lead paint on the trains, bro, I've been saying that shit for years. You remember the lunchroom in 116?
Yeah.
The basement?
Oh my God.
That was like asbestos central,
that was
bro.
God knows what we were breathing in down there in that place. Like, who thought it was a great idea to put the lunchroom in the basement? Like, just
and then never clean it. Like, that place was dusty McCruck, bro. You got shit falling off the ceiling. The food was already shit. Now you got shit with lead in it. So, you want to read it or?
Yeah. You want me to read it or you want to read it?
You read it. You read it.
I'm the public reader.
Not the big text on top. The little press release text on the bottom.
Good morning, all.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I'd only made it through the first 2 paragraphs so far reading this, so.
And of course, shout out to Sal and Tony's Pizza.
Yeah, shout out to Sal and Tony's Pizza, bro.
It's at 443 Knickerbocker Avenue.
Yes, sir. I gotta go to Cropner's to pick up a new prescription later, so I might
stop by.
Stop by, man. Get some Some grub. Good morning. All right, let's do this. Good morning, all. Today marks a day in Bushwick history when elected officials and community activists / leaders and residents alike will undoubtedly remember for years to come. It is a day that most individuals had a sense was coming in the past few years, given the decrepit state of our MJZ and elevated MTA structures within and without Ridgewood and Bushwick's borders. It is with sadness, frustration, and anger that I report today the results of my private investigative work of chip and paint and substrate collected on the streets of Ridgewood and Bushwick in recent weeks from the MJZ elevated structures. I am shocked upon learning the result of 3 separate and independent lab results, but to be honest, I am not entirely surprised. My independent investigative work involved collecting and documenting samples of fallen paint chips and substrate along the streets of the elevated structures running through our community, primarily down Myrtle Avenue and Broadway.
Right here.
As the investigative lab in this matter unquestionably determined and reported, the samples I collected and provided them for analysis were analyzed for lead by EPA method 7000. I'm not sure. Should I call it 7000B or 7000B? I don't know what I should call that, so just gonna put them both out there. The results were reported in milligram, kilogram, a measuring equivalent to parts per million. The federal lead paint statute states that for any material paint to be considered lead-based paint and essentially deemed hazardous must contain 5,000 milligrams / kilograms or more of lead. For each of the samples provided, the results were well above this figure. The samples are provided for 3 different sections of the MJZ lines in both Ridgewood and Bushwick were, oh, Jesus Christ.
What is it?
15,800 milligrams / kilograms. So that'd be like 15.8 kilos. 58,600 milligrams. So that'd be 58.6 kilos. And then 63,000 milligrams. So they increase respectively. Shit. As such, it has been officially determined that the material sample should be treated as lead-based paint and are considered hazardous by the EPA. The results are unbiased, independent determinations made by Schneider Laboratories Global Incorporated. I immediately request a global meeting with all CB4 elected representatives and all elected local and state officials in our communities of Ridgewood and Bushwick to understand the circumstances we are now in after receiving these results and how we move forward in the coming days and weeks ahead with this knowledge. We can meet in person or via Zoom. If we meet in person, we need a large enough space where we can practice social distancing. Perhaps we can even secure an outdoor space, which would be best given the circumstances. If anyone has any suggestions, please let me know. Jeez. Still goes. You want me to keep going?
That's fine enough. So essentially, the minute we jump on the train out here, it's a war zone. We're breathing in that toxic shit.
Yeah, it's chipping there, but walking under it is what it appears. It's not. He collected pieces. It appears from the ground. These pillars close to us where you see it peeling, they just paint over all these years. You can see it's almost like the trees. They say, what are those, like those big sequoia trees? They say you got to count the rings and you can tell how old they are. You can see the layers of it, like in any train station. Like who knows what it is underground? You know what I'm saying?
Here our whole
when you see this brown that train dust and dirt
without all that green shit.
With all that green, we saw when it was bad. We saw them strip that down. How much of that falling down was when they redid Central and Knickerbocker over the last couple of years? How much of that was falling down? And that's collected now, and that's still now recently collected. Or we don't know how recent these. He said in the last few years, but we did have them redo that gap there when they said they were gonna have to have this space for the L train.
What's the purpose of using lead-based paint?
Honestly, I don't know.
Because if there's no purpose to it,
I believe in outdoor structures. It's like
essentially, if you have alternatives that you could have used and you didn't use them, then this is criminal. Because
lead is added to paint to accelerate drying, increase durability, maintain a fresh appearance, and resist moisture that causes corrosion. Is one of the main health and environmental hazards associated with paint. So essentially for outdoor structures, so that you don't have to keep painting it over and over. But I thought, is lead paint only banned indoors?
That's like fucking prehistoric technology, bro. They got fucking sprays that you could spray on your shirt and that shit'll never get wet again, bro. You seen that shit?
Yeah.
Why can't you just fucking spray that shit on top of some regular paint?
Who knows? But that's wild. Reading that is wild, man. That it's increasing. And if I had to guess, man, because of how much older some of these structures are, I would guess that those numbers come from down Ridgewood as you come down Metro.
It's crazy that Sal even reached out to say that shit.
I mean,
because he reached out late last night.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, yo, you have to put this on the show.
Like that's crazy. How many people walk on? I mean, how many? Let's not even say people, families under there every day. How many people on those buses under there? But that's crazy. And then if that's, that's
outdoor spots.
But you're talking about JMZ underneath
under that shit.
I mean, but we're talking about that. But look, we're looking here. But look at how far that J train stretches on Broadway, and then look at when it takes that bend on Fulton and goes towards Woodhaven, towards Jamaica, and it's running over that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that entire outdoor structure. Even on the L, when you get out from the fucking, was that Wilson? And then you go to like Bushwick, Aberdeen, and then after that is Broadway Junction. Once you get out of that area, bro, that whole thing is shit. It's all shit. It's like, bro, where do you go? Where do you fucking go, bro? Can't use the buses, because you remember that bullshit we went through?
Yeah, man.
They said that we're going to clean the bus. We're going to clean the bus. Make everybody wait 15 minutes. And then they went and just sprayed the steering wheel and then walked the fuck out.
Word.
It's like nobody's even going to sit there.
Word. Like, that's the only way to drive. Well, why would you have to wait? Like, in the rain.
Zero sanitization.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Sanitization.
That is a word.
I don't know, I guess.
I hope so.
Guessing. Maybe.
We're going to have to get a dictionary over here.
Sanitization. In the process of sanitizing?
the sanitize.
The sanitation.
Sanitation?
No, that's
I said
garbage.
sanitization.
Yeah, sanitization.
I don't think that's a word, bro.
I don't think that is.
I think we caught that one, though, at least. Before we get roasted on fucking Twitter.
But, yeah, well, your process of sanitizing,
sucks.
Since we don't know if that is a word, and if someone, out there in the Twitter sphere wants to let us know. Yeah, I mean, it's not like, hey, it's not as bad as me frequently mispronouncing hypocrisy.
What do you say? Hypocrisy?
Yeah, hypocrisy. Yo, you know how many times I listen? Yo, I have listened back to the. I have listened back to the old, like a lot of podcasts, and I hear like the hypocrisy. And they're like, wait, what? I'm like, the hypocrisy, you mean hypocrisy? I'm like, and I've done it a few times. And it's, it's the only thing stopping me from doing it now? The episode I was listening to last night while I was smoking. I did it, and you corrected me. That's the only thing stopping me from doing it right now. It's just fresh in my head.
We actually have to watch some videos.
We do. We're supposed to be watching videos.
We just be rambling on our shit.
That was a long, cold open. Sorry, guys.
Let's. I mean, we got to start with the fam. So we're gonna start with some Pit Brothers. I want you guys to see what the studio is like here at First Live, and here we go. Of course, it got to be Dave Pitt.
Keep the vibe alive. All them feelings that we share, they've been lost in the storm. Life was out of days, sunsets upon our rain. No one's left to say, take us far again, push it all away. We go to the sun.
I imagine a drop top in the desert, just fucking driving. You see all the dust
like
just flying in the back.
Like the cross country road trip song, like montage. Like when you show the guys on the road after they all get together, somebody makes a joke and then shows them drive halfway before they run out of gas or there's an engine light problem.
You got the girl with the cowboy hat that's covering her face, and she's leaned back on the passenger seat with her feet out the window.
Yeah, I don't know how people ride in cars like that. That just when I see people on the highway, I'm like, final destination. Like you are brave, bro.
Drago.
Like I don't
if
even
he dies.
like that shit is just Like, have you ever read the stories of people who had their feet like that and got in accidents? Like,
no, I don't want to. I don't want to.
Yeah, man.
I don't even stick my arm out of the car when I'm driving.
I don't even know why people do that. Like, just and I see people doing it in the summer. When I get out the car and I just touch the car, this shit's hot as fuck. How you sitting there with your arm like this?
If I'm smoking a cigarette, it's a different story. I'll keep my elbow on the thing, but that's just for this. But to just be out there, just then going like this whenever you're about to turn so that other cars, hey, stop, Marty.
Yeah. I actually saw
what are you doing? You're gonna lose your goddamn arm.
The other day I saw a group of bikers do that. They came down. I saw them all.
Start doing these signs.
The fuck are they doing? Oh shit, they're signaling.
That's how they signal.
Like I've never seen bikers signal. Like holy, they were like, oh shit. Like they all put their hands up like this. They're all going like this while they're riding. I'm like, the fuck type of? I'm like, first. Oh shit, they're signaling the people they're turning, or they're going this way. I was like, all right, you guys are responsible, and you know what? I was told we used the wrong term when we were describing bikers. That we need to say cyclists, not even bicyclists. Cyclists.
Cyclists?
Cyclists.
Why?
I don't know. I'm pretty just that we got that one wrong, man. That's when we got wrong there. So
Jesus Christ.
Cyclists.
I hope we don't get sued now.
Why?
Just gonna get sued by the Cyclist Association.
Cyclist Association of America.
It's like,
you guys said we're fucking things, and you want to make fun of us because we keep the roads safe for us, huh?
Listen,
we abide by the rules. We wear our helmets. We have our reflectors.
If you're a cyclist, you're allowed to be an asshole in the cyclist lane. The minute you start going into the street trying to curse at cars, bro, no.
Yo, like that
Don't do
video,
that.
like there's a video of it had to have been last fall, and it was well before Corona, but sometime last year, and this lady on her bike, and it's somewhere in the city, and like the person who said it was like they said it looked like it was close to Harlem. I'll say like Morningside Heights in that area. And she's on her bike and she's like, "No, you're gonna tell me sorry. I'll let traffic go. You should do it." Like she's holding up all traffic in one lane and she's yelling at these people. And like like you could tell he's an Uber driver. He gets out of like a silver gray Camry looking car, and he's like, "Ma'am, like you're blocking traffic for no reason. The rest of us have places to go. We have things to do." She's like, "No, he needs to apologize right now that he's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill anyone with the things he does." And like the dude's being super cool. And like when I tell you he's an Uber driver, like if I tell you he's a tall Uber driver, what do you think? Like if I say that, like he's like the typical Uber driver.
Let's just call him the typical Uber driver.
So you know what I mean right away. Tall, and he's being super proper. And like then some other guy comes up and it's like, "Yo, lady, you're gonna lose." And then the other guy, and then the tall guy starts getting upset. And I'm just sitting there like, "Yo, you were clearly not from New York to think that this is okay to do to other New Yorkers because one New Yorker's a dick. Like we all know that guy's a dick and he's gonna get his eventually. Like that's the thing in New York, bro. Like if someone's a dick in passing and it doesn't
Karma
completely fuck your day up, karma's gonna come around him some point, real fast and soon. But for what you just did, you're about to get karma right now, man. Like, shit's crazy. Shit's fucking wild, man. But
we just experienced some karma.
Yeah, we did.
Because that was karma.
I won't call karma.
Hindsight is 2020.
Hindsight is 2020. I'll say it's just. I'll say it was more of a learning experience than karma. Cause
it was a slap in the face, though. It was a tender slap. Could have been a lot worse. We could have got knocked the fuck out.
Could have been a jabroni. Yeah,
we could have got rock bottom, bro.
Yeah, we could have got put through a table.
Jesus Christ,
it could have been much worse.
All right, I need some Kevin Daniel now because that just took me away from here.
Yeah, leave it if you want me.
Shout out to Kevin Daniel, man.
Leave it if this body isn't something that you will. Perhaps maybe one day you'll notice I'm alive.
Of course, if you guys want to see the entire set, go to 30daystorock.us.
You know, country music's a big market.
Huge.
like this, I could definitely see in a TV show, man.
Look at that. The imagery imposed on each other. Let's get that number up.
We're all here working together. We want that number to increase. Want to pump that up.
Get that number up before we start doing telethons.
You have me sitting there. Have you ever seen Bohemian Rhapsody before when they show the guy right before Queen comes on? At the end, the guy when they're showing at the live.
I haven't seen the movie.
You haven't seen Bohemian Rhapsody?
I haven't seen it yet.
Yo, like I was talking to my girl, like that's in line of one of those great, like recent great like line of great music bio docs, whatever.
Biopics.
Yeah, biopics. Like you have that. You have Straight Outta Compton. 8 Miles, you know what I'm saying? It was 8 Miles, but you had like Walk the Line. You've had some really good ones recently, bro. Like you had the Wu-Tang series. You know what I'm saying?
I've sat down and watched like those old VH1 movies about like Temptations and Five Heartbeats and all that shit.
I wasn't gonna say the Temptations, but the Temptations on NBC, which they always re-air on VH1 Classics on all these channels. Also a classic. Love that movie.
So you watch these movies, or like in my situation, I was literally with a shady manager watching a movie about a shady manager. And he's telling me, yo, you better watch this shit. You better learn from this shit. I was like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm learning. It's like, yo, just between 2014 and 2016 could have been a Temptations movie, bro. That could have been the Temptations right there.
Man, yeah, that was a wacky, weird time.
That was such a weird fucking time.
Failed at my real estate career. Failed awesomely, bro.
But I don't even know how I got the license.
You're welcome.
It's just like...
So I'm always going to say you're welcome.
All I did, I swear to God, I found the fucking answers to the test the night before, and I just crammed that shit.
When people were telling me they struggled on the state test, I'm like, did you do the classes? Yeah. Like, how the fuck are you struggling on the state test? Like, I was like, everything I thought would be on there wasn't. And the one thing they told us was, like, the dates of, like, the civil rights stuff, the house.
Yeah, but you're really good at reading. Like, you're a reader.
Yeah.
Like, you read books and shit. I don't read books. I was just like trying to find a YouTube video that discusses all this shit.
Yeah, man.
That's how I intake information.
It wasn't that hard, man. But
it was just
being a real estate agent was harder than.
I blame TV because I was sold on that $1 million listing shit. I thought I was going to be a superstar, start my day with a fucking Starbucks coffee and a 3-piece suit. That shit did not happen, bro.
I blame all parties involved. I think that it's such an unrealistic. I'll say some of the goals and like some of the things you're told, especially going into agencies where they depend on you for their revenue stream, are a bit unrealistic. And it doesn't work the same way for everybody. I saw people come in, get a lot of deals quick, like this, like, damn, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, you're not a nice person, you're not even good, like, you're an idiot. Like, but just some people, like, as a salesman, and you know it's me. Like I told you, and you said it too. Like you said a few times, like, yeah, you're a really good person. I stop you. I'm a decent person. Being decent didn't allow me to do certain things. Like some of these low ass rooms in some of these places where the rent was like $3,000.
Hell no.
It's like, goddamn, like saying it, man. It's just like
I wouldn't live there.
Like you could see it in my eyes. Like I could have it. Like you could see it. Like, you know, when you look someone in the eye and they're like, yeah, and they're like, but I'm looking around. It's like I and even like the stuff I would work on, because the price point wasn't really high, wouldn't get me the desired calls. And like dealing with the Section 8 shit, like there's like, you can't say no. You have to constructively find ways to say no, because none of the landlords want to take them. You're told to do something you're told in school is highly illegal. So it's insane, man. It is.
It's a free for all.
It's a free for all.
That's why they 1099.
I think, yeah, I think that the rule in the city now where they can't ask for more than 1 month's rent is extremely valuable. I think it hurts.
I'm sure it pissed a lot of people off.
Because there are a lot of people, bro. I saw people, man, like I'll say people with $100,000 a year careers, and I mean like in vocationals and trades, not like working in an office where office could go belly up. I had a startup where it could just, you know, flop. like people with like careers making $100,000 never really had credit or don't have great credit from when they were young and didn't know any better, get denied apartments even though they were well above or be asked for guarantors. And it's like, bro, like people don't just have another person they know who could like guarantee this apartment at this price. Like you, like I don't know what reality some of these, I'll say landlords, some of these brokers live in. And it's almost like, yo, I would say that a lot. Like I don't know what reality some of these people live in, bro, where they think that everyone has that. Like someone there is of like it's not, especially people from this city.
Nook showed me a video one time that it was this guy, rich dude, applied to get an apartment, didn't have credit and shit like that. They denied him an apartment. He bought the whole complex. You can buy the property before you can rent the property. Didn't matter that he had all that money in the bank. Didn't matter that he had all his tax papers filled out.
Yo, people
none of that shit
have
mattered.
money in the bank. This, don't have great credit. Like, yo, like they
that
show
credit shit is crazy.
It is, bro. And it's
like I was about to pay to fix my credit right now, probably like a week ago. Then like the next day, Credit Karma sends me this thing saying that one of the old joints is about to be removed. It's past 2 years. So I'm like, just that alone is gonna throw my shit back up at least 100 points. Bro, credit is it's a game, bro.
It is, bro. I told you,
game.
I'd never had anything in my name.
And they never taught us that in school.
No credit was worse than having bad credit, bro. Like, I've always dealt in cash, and having no credit until I got my job recently. Like, and not having a steady bank account, bro. Like, I couldn't get anything. Like, even applying for the lowest of credit cards, like, I couldn't get, bro. And
I told you, I fucked my shit up early with that Columbia House mail-in bullshit.
I never did any of that. I never did any of that shit.
How the fuck am I like 16 years old and I already have credit defaults? Like, what the fuck?
Give us a penny. Pay us later.
Yeah, pay us later.
Bill me later.
Years later.
Bill me later. Bill me later. Like, I'm seeing those, I'll be like, something about bill me later just don't seem right. Man, I want this magazine, yo. You know how many times I wanted to do that for Game Informer and Game Pro?
Bro, I used to get the Wizard magazine. Remember the magazine that had the prices on all the comic books? I used to get the Wizard magazine. I used to get Game Informer. I used to get the Columbia House CDs. I'm telling you, bro,
I eventually started getting Game Informer because I became a GameStop and like the GameStop Power Pro. And that comes with the subscription. Before, I've been on my recent vendetta against them. And that company
against GameStop.
Yeah, I've told you my GameStop stories. Yeah. And they're one of the companies that have luckily been holding on by the skin of their teeth, man. Like they're just there. It's like Al Pacino. You got claw with your fingernail. Like with that finger, they're holding on their fingernails, man. Like just.
The only thing that needs to happen is that because if you play like on Steam is cloud-based.
Yeah.
So once they move everything to a cloud and you remove the use of CDs and
they're saying that they think that both Xbox and Sony are planning that for the next systems.
Once they do that, the cartridges are obsolete.
I've been I get the sponsored ads. I search especially because I've been searching all the Modern Warfare stuff for the seasons and when like the updates come out and shit. I get a lot of sponsored ads, and they've been saying, like I've been seeing, and I checked it too. Like Xbox has removed the ability to pay for your Xbox Live subscription annually, which you used to be able to. Now you can only pay monthly or quarterly, and a lot of people are like that's unheard of, and it's not like a purpose thing because even on the other thing, it's not allowing you to think they're gonna do away. They think that for the next one, the next system that they're gonna turn it into that they're going to turn the regular Xbox Live like how it was on PlayStation 3. Mm-hmm. The PlayStation Network, how it's free just to play online. But then the Xbox Ultimate, Game Pass Ultimate, which came with Xbox Live, will be the regular shit. And you'll get all the, games monthly, still the free games month. And you also have access to all the downloadable games that you can play off the cloud and shit that you can download. So a lot of people think they're going to do that. That they announced that sometime. They think Sony might do something similar.
I'm telling you, once they do that, bro, GameStops, they're going to close.
GameStop, I mean, like they're just hanging on right now for the simple fact that they like that people Like they were home with retro, and a lot of people, instead of going to Amazon, they eventually went to Amazon, Walmart, but people go to GameStop. Or even that went then, they were sold out. Then
GameStop will close before Capone's. Capone's because Capone's has the retro shit on lock, and people go to him for the nostalgia.
They don't have retro shit in store. They don't have retro shit in store.
Well, GameStop.
They said they
don't.
Before this, when they announced they were going to be closing some, they said they were going to have some in store. They said they were going to have that they were going to start converting some of the stores to have a retro space in it. But Corona happened, and now they're still announcing they're closing some stores. But I haven't heard anything about that yet. So we have to see how
back in the day when Funkoland was on Myrtle, you'd be able to go and they just had a bunch of like CD sleeves, and you just literally picking through all the old shit. And then they had the little shelf with all the Game Boy games, and you had Game Boy Regular, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. And then you can easily, they don't have none of that shit no more, bro. If that shit's not Xbox One or fucking PS4.
They barely have PS3 and 360 games in there anymore. I think they keep the
PS2 is long gone.
They don't have PS3 games. I think they keep the 360 games simply because so many are backwards compatible. Like that Microsoft made the one backwards compatible. So a lot of games, and I've seen it too, games that when I still had a 360 before I had a one were dirt cheap that now are 2 or 3 times more than they were like 4 years ago, simply because they've been given a second life on the Xbox One backwards compatibility. So GameStop's biggest money maker isn't their systems and their new releases. It's their pre-owned market, like their resell.
Yeah,
because they buy it back from you at so much less than they resell it for.
Cents.
And a lot of people, and specifically they said that the game manufacturers and the publishers, the system, the console makers were so upset. Sony and Microsoft are so pissed off by that market. That's why you see these fucking marketplace sales so often on their digital sales. That's why you saw Xbox come out with the all digital, Xbox One, because they are fucking fed up with that, with the resale market, and they said it, bro. And seeing, right now, I can think of games on sale on the marketplace, or that were on sale on the marketplace recently, that were recently, I'll say. More recent titles that you could have got for between $7.99 to $14, $16, $17.99, maybe $19.
They should match
a little
at least
more,
Amazon's
20
prices.
something. And at GameStop, that game new. That game used would cost you more than that. And if you wanted to new with all the stuff it's coming with that you're getting digital, forget about it.
Most of these stores now, they'll price match Amazon. They won't. GameStop won't do it.
Nah.
They stuck in their fucking ways, bro. That's a corporate decision. That's not even come on.
That is.
That's some greasy corporate
and everyone
shit.
that works at GameStop, bro, I think they just, because they spew it, just shut up. And then some of them are they act a little tougher than they are, man, because they're behind the counter. Bro, you're a chubby nerd kid, bro. I would boot choke and slap fire out of you.
And with that, I think we need another little video here. So we're gonna go the Morrow Frankenstein.
You'll never get the cruel to be kind. I swore I'd never pay her back in kind. This is a mission to avoid my kind.
Yo, doesn't he kind of remind you of Jeff Bezos?
He does. He's rich.
Hey, I would just think Jeff Bezos in here undercover. Richest man in the world brought his band out to play and no one knew.
That's hilarious. I never realized that. You guys see the numbers right there. Let's get it up to 97,000.
We're gonna pump those numbers up. We need those.
We need an extra
97K.
Let's make that shit happen.
It's doable, folks.
Now I see the track couldn't hide. I'll drag you in and poison your mind. More Frankenstein.
You guys see it right there. 30 days to rock.us.
Yes, sir.
I said .us.
.us, 30 days to rock.us, where you can donate. You can see the library of the live shows. The live show links are still up, right? Or is it now clips? Still live. Still up. So you can still see the live shows. On 30 Days to Rock, you can donate. Get a look at this amazing space, man. We want to keep the vibe alive here. We want people to be able to come and still experience this amazing space and venue here First live studio here in this hidden gym in Bushwick at 219 Central Avenue, 11221. This amazing borough of Bushwick, this county of kings. I can't remember.
I forgot the rest. We got to dig into the archives for that.
Of Brooklyn.
We got to dig deep into the archives.
I can't remember it all.
So, a couple weeks ago, I had made the announcement about IWW. I'm not going to say too much, but we landed sort of a TV deal. So we got, we're going to be filming twice a month. And they're doing the set design and everything because we're going to make it look like a fucking construction site. Our first TV taping is September 7th.
Word. Who's doing color commentary?
I mean, we'll talk. We'll talk off the air.
I have to, I might have to get my agent involved in this one. I've done a lot of, we've done a lot of negotiating and dealing, but I think on this one I'm gonna have to bring in my Ari Gold, man.
Shit.
You know, I have an Ari Gold who believes in I'm fucking with you. You know, I have an Ari Gold. We'd have an Ari Gold. I don't think I have the talent to get Ari Golded alone.
Nah, this is gonna be something that we remember, bro.
No, that seems dope, bro. Congrats on that again. Like I told you, I can see you're working on a lot.
And it's on a Monday.
You know what's something you broke construction site?
You gotta be there.
Yeah. I don't want to segue like this, but something we didn't talk about. Two things we didn't talk about was that weather yesterday morning. Yesterday talked that fucking wind all day. My dad said like he never heard the windows in the apartment rattle. Like he said that shit was making
that was crazy.
The apartment windows rattle. Like yo, when it
knocked down trees by my house.
By your house, it knocked down a tree on the tree they planted to replace the one that fell during Sandy. Not knocked down.
I was just like, where the hell did this shit come from? I'm outside smoking a cigarette, then it looked like the fucking shower just turned on.
Yo, bro.
And when that wind kicked,
like when it started raining
like a Michael Jackson video.
Like the inside on the living room side of my apartment building soaked. Like it just happened so fast, like 2 minutes. I'm like, holy shit, let me go check out there. And me and my dad both up at the same time, bro. It looked like somebody poured buckets of water all over the floor. And the hallway, I was like, yo, I gotta mop this like before somebody slips on this shit and close the window before somebody dies.
Me and B was talking the other day about the fact that skyscrapers move. Like they have to be able to wind resist and shit like that.
They have
like, yo, that's fucking
a lot of
nuts.
them have dampening systems somewhere either on like somewhere like subterranean or somewhere in the mid-level. The higher they get, just so that in the wind they'll sway. Like you won't feel the sway in the building, I don't think, but
I'm sure they felt it yesterday.
It may have, man. I think like some of these newer, like that skyscraper, that building over that overlooks Central Park that has that weird and soft glass. I think they might have felt it there. Some of these newer, thinner ones. I don't know about an Empire State Building that's like still stone, like iron, like masonry and shit. Like some of these steel and glass ones, these new high tech ones,
scary
lightweight materials, that would scare the fuck out of me.
I would not be on the top floor of one of them buildings, bro.
You remember how I used to climb up, bro? Like when we would, like the high rises down, and hey, let me show you the. Like, do we have to see that? I don't want to go up to the roof. That's
Hell no.
The what floor? The 30 foot. Do I have to? And I stay by the elevator.
No.
Like you on the edge, you looking around like, yo, Zoe. Like, nah, I'm good, Skip. I'm good. I still see higher buildings around me. I'm good. Like I don't know.
I'm comfortable on the third floor. Third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor. I don't need top floor, and I don't want the ground level floor.
If I'm indoors and the windows aren't I hate floor to ceiling windows at high level. Something about it just fucks with me. Like at my girl's brother and his sister-in-law's apartment, they have floor to ceiling windows, and they're on the 22nd floor. And that shit they are so high up. You see everything. It fucks me a little bit.
Like, why do you want that?
Like, it just.
Will you just stand next to the glass and just hold your hands out, look down?
Hell no.
I'll fucking shit myself. Even having a security harness.
I love thrill seeking, but yo, like being up there, bro, like those windows gave me the BGs. Like I remember we were there when we were dog sitting for them, man. I told when we were dog sitting in the house, and I told my girl, I'm like, yo, okay, can we close the blinds? I was like, this is too high up for me. I was like, I need time to adjust.
If I'm going to be on the ground level, it's going to be a house that's separate from everything else. I can't be on like a ground level apartment. Like I don't know, I'll be walking up and down Greenpoint, and these people just have, and you could tell they're not from the neighborhood, that they just moved there, because they have their windows wide open, shades wide open, their families walking around, they fucking.
I would never want to.
Like, what are you doing?
A ground level apartment. I didn't.
You ain't see that video of them assholes that lit up the firecrackers and threw it in somebody's house?
Or like I'd never want a ground level apartment. I'm just never would.
I wouldn't even feel comfortable doing that shit, bro.
I'd never,
especially next to a bar. So you hear all the coro that's going on outside.
Like that's just crazy, bro. Even I told my girl when we were over there this week, man. When we were like at night, we just heard sirens non-stop for like 40 minutes. And they said, we're by the hospital, so it might just be, because of that. But they were like a mix of sirens, too. They weren't just all like ambulance sirens. Mm-hmm. And you couldn't pinpoint where they were coming from, but like they were so high up. I'm like, yo, that's so loud. And I was like, it just has to be. There's not much in that area around them that's high up with them. So like the sound does travel good. And it's like, yo, that's fucking crazy. I was like, that on the 22nd floor, you hear like ambulances that clear. I was like,
that shit's not good.
That shit was wild, man.
I don't deal with that shit.
That shit was crazy, man.
I like cabins. Get a nice cabin.
Yeah, man. Another thing I want to talk about that we didn't get to touch on yet. Yo, that shit in Lebanon yesterday. That explosion.
Oh, man.
Bro. Like, my dad told me, go check that out. And my brother shared the video. I'm like, holy, that was my dad just showed and told me? And, the angles on that, people on the water. So many people just see this fire like, hey, look at this. And you see that shit go off, man. That's like...
So what Brenna told me this morning, because she was reading about it, they're saying, because I think the FBI raided a couple of like news stations or some shit like that.
Where?
I think it was out here. But it had to do with that situation. And they were saying that the fire started with fireworks. Bro, that looked like a fucking bomb that went off. It ain't look like a fucking fireworks, bro. I've seen fireworks get detonated all at the same time, and it caused that kind of fucking shockwave.
See? All right. Here's the thing, and I was right. Looking at that, yesterday what I saw, when you see the footage, you see those little flashes in between. I don't know what that was. And then they've also said, here's the thing. I don't know if it was an official story that came out yesterday at first or if it was speculation when they said it was fireworks. Eventually, they did say it was the, I want to get this word right, the aluminum, the sodium nitrate or something else that they had stored there. And then I just checked now. I don't know why it made me think of it, but thinking about the word, that was what was used in Oklahoma City bombing, the nitrates, and that's why they track the sale of it so heavily. Like the ATF, the FBI, they track the sale of that in the United States heavily. If any of that shit goes missing, like a large amount, like it'd be cause for concern in the United States. That's what Timothy McVeigh.
24 shit.
That's what Timothy McVeigh used in Oklahoma City. And you remember Oklahoma City? It ripped the face of it. It blew that fucking building in half with a truck bomb on the ground level. Blew how big was that building? Let's see. Blew that building in half, bro. What that man did to that building. Killed like 100 people, and it was a fucking daycare in that building. Like 30 of them were kids. Like, man, ripped that. I remember being so young. I was homesick from school that day and watching the coverage of that with my grandmother and my great grandmother, bro. And it was just like, yo, that shit was fucking crazy, bro.
Damn, that shit just kind of brought me down, bro.
That shit's fucking wild, but yo, like
they said from the report that I saw, it was like 25 dead and something like 500
last
injured.
I heard they're up to 100 and like 4,000. Well, not 4,000, but they said thousands injured. From early, like I saw it last night, like before I went to bed. I checked again. I don't know what it's up to now, man, but like he ripped the face of that building. I want to say, how big was that building?
Let's take a little music break, bro, and just kind of regroup. Let's listen to some Jesus Knievel.
Romeo, yeah, baby, it's time out for another good shall be no spine. Taking my hair and leaving my road just to go those that definitely help from. Romeo, 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 you're my life match. Romeo. Yeah, in my head, just to see your picture in my bed. Look at this how it is a bastard, just to read the talking good I feel. Love me you, love me you, love me you, love me you, listen go. Another love song, bye bye.
You guys see it right there. 30
Jesus
Days to
Knievel.
Rock.us. That was Jesus Knievel.
Yeah, man.
Jesus Knievel.
Yes, sir. That
That Oklahoma shit you just kind of fucked my head up, bro.
yeah, man. But just, I mean, you don't follow shit. You don't remember shit like that. But just like that was like a 10-story building, and just in half decimated that building, and that wasn't even nearly as much. They said what I read online is they said that ammonium nitrate had been stored there in that location, and that they had been told multiple times that storing it there, especially storing it so close to a residential area, the amount there was, they said, do you want to destroy all of Beirut? That they would warrant that. Do you want to destroy all of Beirut? A simple accident. We don't know if that was a simple accident yet.
They didn't look like a fucking accident.
That was like the fire of that size not being able to be contained before hitting that, and you have to know that that's there already. So, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, bro, but like that shit just didn't.
The shockwave that I saw, the different angles.
And an explosion of that size, if it's ammonium nitrate, and that's what I'm trying to jog people's memory here. Anyone old enough, and you should be old enough, but I also know you didn't follow a lot of that stuff. But if you're old enough to remember the raw images of what that building looked like, that area looked like I have it up on Wikipedia right now, and that's a little bit worse than I remember it also, is like, yo, it ripped the fucking building in half with just the truck bomb. And a box truck, and a rental truck. I think it was Penske, one of those U-Hauls, something. A regular, not a big one, small one, a little 1999 motherfucker, I think, or the 29.99 shit. It was probably less back then, but just in that motherfucker, ripped the face off the fucking building, ripped it in half. And these guys had tons of it stored, and they said apparently it's been stored. This is like 2014 when it was found illegally on board a tanker that belonged to somebody, like they said, some Russian like fucking freight guy who owns a bunch of freighters, and he just abandoned the ship and his cargo and like left the country.
What you said was the thing that they was tracking the sale of?
Ammonium nitrate.
So essentially, if anybody gets their hands on this shit, they can create that kind of destruction.
It's that plus other shit. It's a fertilizer, but there's other shit. But that plus gasoline. So it's wild. It's wild, but it's not. After you get that, it's not much more you need. They track the sale of that heavy. It's also like it's used in fertilizers for farms. It's like how they track because construction need to use dynamite to blow up bedrock, blow up shit, blow up foundations. They track the sale of dynamite and explosives that they have to use for construction, but at the same time, those same explosives can be used for nefarious, purposes. And the U.S. government tracks it, but for the amount that they said was there, and what I read this morning before I got in the shower, was that they had been told and warned, storing this much there, you're gonna if anything ever goes wrong. And to see I told my dad, when CNN finally covered it, I can't say finally, they covered it a little bit earlier, but you had Donald Trump get abused in his interview on HBO, man. How they allowed that man to go on HBO?
I just saw clips.
How you allowed? That was like, all I could think of in my head was Rocky. Don't the damn tower rock! Don't the damn tower rock!
If he does, he does.
Like he just, it is what it is. Like how do you? 160,000 dead. It is what it is. That's just I don't even know how you allow that man to get beat like that. They covered that. They were covering that continuously, and everything else going on. With De Blasio talking. Before they got to that, and when they did, I told my dad. I was like, go look at CNN. I'm like, turn to CNN. Like they're live from. I'm guessing they're not that far from where. And they're in their newsroom, bro. That newsroom looked like a Call of Duty level. The level of destruction.
Damn.
And he's in there, bro. The level of destruction. And it's like, seeing the way that shit level buildings, that's what an explosion of that size of that stuff would do.
You remember Quake?
Never really played it. I remember it though.
Unreal Tournament?
I remember. I played them a little bit, not a lot.
They have levels that look like that, like a destroyed fucking
office.
Yeah.
Like like you can see like the blinds were hanging. You can see some of the light fixtures. The desk was strong, like that shit. But it was.
Like what do you do to stay safe in 2020?
I have no idea, man.
Cause that girl Breonna Taylor was sleeping.
And the fucked up part is now the autopsy report says she was alive for a few minutes and they just didn't call for help. So she might have had a chance at survival and they let her bleed out.
So even going to sleep, you wake up to
2020
some shots.
has been, I don't know what type of year, man. 2020 is just...
It's like somebody didn't close out the Ouija board session.
Who knows, man? I mean, man, you know what's the crazy part? Keep telling people, man, what if this is just the beginning of the tribulation? Never,
This is the great tribulation. My mom was right.
Or the end. What if we open the door, look at the way things have progressively gotten worse through the last few years? We don't know what this is.
I think the older that I've gotten, the more I realize what Morpheus was saying when he's talking about that people are reduced to batteries. You just power. You're powering this machine, bro.
You power the machine. You're cogging the
machine. Very easily manipulated. Any story that's put together by people who have more knowledge than you could essentially dictate how you feel for the next few days.
Yeah. It's
That is a Breonna Taylor inspired song. Dizzy.
This one?
Yeah.
Look at that.
I think that's a good segue.
This is a nice segue.
That's a good segue to another clip for us to play another clip from the 30 Days to Rock Chronicles.
Of course, this is Daisy Skelton. It's a song inspired by Breonna Taylor. We're going to check it out.
Don't you know something? Pulls you back in, pulls you back down again. Run away, stop. Ooh. Who do you think you are? Run away, stop.
That was nice.
I like that, man. That would have. If that, I'm gonna tell you right now, if that ever came up on my Pandora and I was stoned, bro, I'd immediately download that.
That was a vibe right now.
Yeah, that was. She was in the
Was
zone.
that Daisy Taylor?
Blue Lights, Daisy Skelton.
Daisy Skelton.
And you can get that all. You can get that performance and more. Everything you've just seen us preview here over at 30days2rock.us, and you can also donate over there to help keep the vibe alive here at First Live Studio, man.
We gotta raise $97,000.
$97,000, man. And the more, the closer we get, man, I'm gonna get more like those guys. I tell you, and we're gonna watch that movie, bro. I think that's part of the reason I've gotten into Queen recently too, man.
Bro, we should really do like a telethon. Like, let's get a day and just do a telethon. We'll put a bunch of fake phones behind us and let's do it like they do it on Channel 13, bro.
Well, we'll have acts come in throughout the day. We'll go until we crash. Until we crash and burn and we fall out and we can't do it anymore. But we will do a telethon.
You know what's funny?
Or webathon.
You was thinking about this? He was thinking about it.
No. I want to do 24/7, week-long, 7 days a week. 30 Days to Rock. 7 days, I think, in September.
Bro,
October or November.
You got enough Red Bull here?
No, don't think. I will do it. I don't have a scheduled
crazy.
work day until January 2021, and that's still tentative. Just that it'll be in 2021. So, like I said before, I'm totally for that. I will be here. You guys will see the red develop in my eyes.
Oh man.
I will bring my game system to sit there when I need time to power down for about an hour, rejuvenate, and then it's right back.
There should be a game system connected for when, like, if we waiting for the next act or somebody needs a bathroom break, just jump on the fucking Xbox or
play a little box
PS4.
and a little UFC, some 2K.
Live stream that shit.
Wizard.
I think that's a good idea, bro.
Yeah, see, look at that. No, just suggestions spilling out. Danny over here making the juices flow. Getting the batteries charged up.
The batteries charged up. Man, we've had a lot of amazing acts.
We have, man. It's 30 Days to Rock, man. It was amazing. And then the amount of there's a lot of 2-show days, a lot of twofers. There weren't any too many blank slates, man.
Let's check out another one. Escarioca.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta get that one.
Full song available at 30days2rock.us.
I could definitely see this in like a Fast and the Furious.
I was thinking Tony Hawk.
And like, just seeing that picture, like it's like we have to go see him. All right, O'Connor. And they walk and like they gotta go see like whoever the Spanish crew is, and they got everybody out there. And you hear this playing over the speakers. It's not playing in the scene. It's playing in the scene, but like over the speakers in the scene. And everybody's outside like ice drilling them while they're walking in or they're driving in.
You don't think Tony Hawk? Yeah. Imagine skating inside the school. I'm gonna rewind it a little bit. Imagine skating in the school.
I see Tony Hawk too, but I definitely see. I could definitely see that fucking like a Fast and Furious scene to this.
Yo, I'm gonna do my hair like that. See his hair? I think I can pull that shit off.
You made a mistake, Dorado. And then you just get Vin Diesel do this, like it does in every movie.
You never had me. You never had your car.
You got the cut off sleeves, a tank top. You know, gonna have his silver. You know, he never wears gold or diamonds. Always like silver or something, like dog tags for some reason.
It was the roast of Bruce Willis that Jeff Ross told him. He said Armageddon was good, bro. He said Armageddon is the perfect metaphor for your career because in the end you got destroyed by The Rock.
Damn, that's fucked up. That is fucked up. Damn sure did. The Rock took a lot of Bruce Willis movie roles.
Let's talk about The Rock trying to buy the XFL now.
He did buy it, I believe.
They just released a motion that they're trying to say that they undervalued the purchase price and they're trying to add a bunch of shit now because he acquired assets that weren't in the initial valuation. So that was the last thing, but
I think if anybody has power, especially to get people, and I think that Vince didn't involve him in the beginning. Might have been a mistake, but if has power, could get business backing behind the NFL and see it through for a while, it's The Rock. I can't believe Vince didn't think to bring him in or his connections to begin with in the beginning.
He started out in football.
It's crazy. I was watching. I watched on ESPN because it came with my Disney Plus, the ESPN Plus. I was watching The U and The U Part 2, and The Rock's in it. Like he's not like interviewed in it.
The what?
The U. 230 for 30s in The U Part 2. They show him in it, like on the sideline and a little bit on the film. Like, holy shit, that's the Rock, man, young. I'm running back. Like, holy shit. Like, holy shit. I was like, I never noticed that, man.
That shit. Do you think it's bittersweet to McMahon that The Rock is doing this?
I think it may be.
Because, first thing, Shane McMahon with that shit. Did you see Monday's show?
Nah, I haven't watched wrestling in a while.
So the wrestling community basically was up in arms because Shane McMahon tried to introduce some sort of underground fight club, a segment on Raw that was like Raw Underground or some shit. It's fake UFC, literally. Like it's cage fighting without the cage. It's just like some blood sport shit. Literally like a fight club. And everybody's just like, yo, how lazy are you? How lazy are you? That creative just gave up. And instead of trying to actually create storylines that's going to get the talent over with the audience, You just keep injecting these fucking fly-by-night ideas that your son is giving you, essentially, because that was Shane's idea. You could tell it in his face. He was proud of that shit, and that shit was a huge flop.
I don't know. You know what? I don't know how many bad decisions and what's going on in WWE with Shane's idea. I know that I've read stuff behind the scenes that Vince McMahon doesn't have the faith in Shane that he does in Triple H to run the company.
Yeah, but Vince McMahon right now, just a few months ago, before this COVID shit happening, he was talking about how XFL was going to get all of his attention. He was already halfway out of the fucking wrestling business because he's just trying to look for his, what do you call that, a predecessor?
His successor.
Successor. And with Triple H's baby is NXT. So Triple H isn't even fucking thinking about the blue and the red brands. He's thinking about the yellow shit.
Because those are the young people that are still going to listen. This is the game. He's come up. He started as whatever it was in WCW. He came here as Hunter Hearst Helmsley with that whole Regal fucking roar.
He was from Connecticut.
Before he became Triple H, and then, the DX thing, and, even working that, how even if he wasn't a jobber, but how low he was on the card when he first was with Shawn Michaels and DX.
Yeah,
he wasn't up there.
He used Shawn. And they both kind of used each other because after a while, once he got the reins to the company, Shawn came crawling back.
Yeah.
It's like
they definitely used each other.
So Vince puts all his energy into XFL. COVID happens. They go bankrupt. And now someone that you basically helped become the biggest superstar in the world just bought your shit for pennies on the dollar. I don't think he's too happy about that shit. I think he's the one that filed the motion.
I don't know, man, but it's Vince McMahon, man. He did it with WCW and ECW buying them out. He's his worst. He's his own worst enemy because he's his own competition. And now that there's better, like I'm about to say ECW, AEW is kickstarting.
But AEW right now is competing with NXT.
But in the ratings they're beating NXT.
They're beating them, but because of that, I feel like the blue and the red brands, they're losing like that steam that they had before, bro. It's just like they're running out of steam.
I've always said, man, they need to do away with the brand split, man. It's just, but now you have such a wide roster that it's, I don't know how you could, honestly, to be honest. But I think having two world titles, like the Universal Champion and the World Champion, I get, but I mean, I think it has to be one like heavyweight champion, whichever one it is, WWE Universe, WWE World Heavyweight, one or the other. You keep the Intercontinental Championship. I think keep the U.S. Championship.
I think just is the wrestlers too, because back in the day, if you listen to all these guys talk about how it was for like Vince Sr. and even Vince before, you was wrestling house shows every fucking day of the week until the next TV taping. It wasn't like now, all you have is one show a week. The rest of the time, you're on fucking Instagram and you're at the gym and you're dicking around. So they don't even want to put in the fucking work anymore. And even when COVID happened, all you had to do was go to the performance center because there was no more touring. So people still wasn't showing up to gigs. You can't base storylines on people that don't want to work. And right now, he just got a bunch of young people that, come on, since Tough Enough, nobody's had to go through the indies to break. Why do you think people like AJ Styles still has his original logo, his original brand, all that shit? He came like that. Vince McMahon didn't have to break him.
No. Seth Rollins came from, Ohio Valley? He came from, the Florida.
OVW.
Like these guys, Kevin Owens, these guys who come already.
Like these guys already, they put in the work in the independent scene, then got picked up by the majors. Back in the day, the independent scene was just the other territories, and Vince just stole all the wrestlers, closed everybody down. Now you got shit like Tough Enough where you go on a fucking reality show, get screamed at by Triple H for a couple weeks, and now they give you a shot on TV. Shit ain't what it used to be. Now it's like the music industry. They're just looking for a return on the investment.
They are 100%. I feel that, man. Someone was saying how the women's division's going. Someone was complaining about that. How they said someone they're pushing now shouldn't be pushed. I think and they're like, all she does is she's on Instagram. And a lot of people have said, I don't know who it is now. I think Alexa Bliss, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Everybody's been really shitting on her. I've seen
Bro.
think that they've squandered the women's like momentum with everybody they built up.
You know Rusev, right?
Yeah.
Rusev Day.
Didn't they release him?
He quit wrestling. Like, he put a fucking press release out. You know what he does? He's playing video games on Twitch now. He'd rather do that than work at the WWE.
God damn. I wonder how that storyline's gonna end. Is it just gone now? Is it because of COVID done?
What, that shit with him and Bobby Lashley? Probably. What she was doing behind the scenes, I don't know. But she's still with him. He almost got banned on Twitch because she walked behind him in a fucking bikini. In a bikini. But if wrestlers back in the day, your whole goal was to make it to the WWE. That's like the NFL, like the NBA. Now that's the place where careers die. They'll sign you just to show you. They'll sign you just so that you don't go to the competition and become something. And then 2 years down the line, when they have some fucking stupid ass idea, Pat Patterson or Joe Briscoe comes up.
The way they squandered Sting, man. You finally get Sting in WWE, and you waste it. We didn't how we didn't get Sting Taker is just beyond me, man. That was the match. That was the dream match for all involved, and we didn't get it. Like that, I think that was the biggest disappointment. Like for everything they've done was like, yo, Sting's coming. Sting's gonna be in WWE. Like seeing the clips and shit, it's like, yo, it's gonna be Sting. Once Sting he does show up, all right, he's just in the background. He comes, does a little ring work. All right, when's it gonna be Sting versus Taker? When's it gonna? And then he has Udi before Brock Lesnar, right?
Who's Sting?
Yeah.
And Lesnar?
Who was it he fought? And it was like they powerbombed in the corner, or Seth Rollins.
Goldberg.
Whoever it was.
Goldberg.
Botched a power bomb in the corner and gave him a concussion, and he's done. He was done.
When they brought him out initially, I don't know if you remember the exact match. Triple H was like an enforcer, and he was trying to get Seth Rollins to win the title. I think the other guy was Dolph Ziggler, and then the lights cut out. Then you see the Crow. I was like, bro, so he's gonna come out here and do what? All he did was just the reverse DDT on Triple H. Fucking, I think he hit Seth Rollins with something. Then he put Dolph Ziggler's arm over him and walked out. Bro, that was the biggest waste I've ever seen. This guy's a fucking legend. He's a legend.
Yeah, it was.
And he was a legend without the WWE. Very few people have accomplished that shit.
The way they used him was.
It's a slap in the face.
It was Michael
face.
Jordan coming back with the Wizards. It was Magic Johnson trying to play in 1997. Like,
it's like, what the fuck is this?
It was beyond. It was ridiculous, man.
And then the other time that they used him that they really fucked up was when they put him in that box. You remember when they lifted up the box in the ring and Triple H and Stephanie, everybody was there.
It's supposed to be like a statue.
And his fucking face was half of his face paint was off.
He's sweating on there. Like,
Like, you guys really fucked this one up, bro. See, that's exactly why I need to, dig my hands into IWW and correct these problems in the industry, bro, because wrestling has changed so much since we was young, man. And I'm still waiting on that AEW game that has the N64 No Mercy engine.
Yeah, man. But the way they used him, man, was just...
It was despicable, bro.
It was saddening, man. Like, it was like, yo, we finally gonna get one of the greats, man. Even when we finally got Goldberg, like, into WWE, and I'm talking before, not the comeback, but the botched fucking spears and the botched fucking jackhammer. I mean, when Goldberg came back in like 2002, 2003, they didn't even use him that great, man. Like,
and he can't carry a match. He can't put on a classic. That's why they use him. Wham, bam, boom. Go in there, spear him.
Brock Lesnar, bro. Like, to have even those that match was such a delay, but he lost in what, like 30 seconds to Lesnar?
30 seconds.
Like, yo, why'd you even have Lesnar? Like, what you do? Like, all right, we'll see the old guy versus the new guy.
You could see it's a work.
It's like, Jesus Christ, this is bad. Like, how are you this bad? How can any of you guys just pop a little acid, go like in a corner, and think to the great ideas you had in the 90s? What didn't we do in the 90s and early 2000s we could do now? And fuck the crowd.
They're missing Vince Russo.
They're missing Eric Bischoff. old Eric Bischoff. They brought him back and got rid of him recently.
I think they brought him back just to get rid of him. Like they wanted to silence that man. Because he's still talking about, what is it, 81 weeks? It was 81 weeks. Beating Monday Night Raw in the ratings. At that time, you couldn't touch Vince until Bischoff came. Because they said, what can we do that's never been done before? Let's turn Hogan heel.
Turn Hogan heel.
And once Hogan turned heel, bro,
when I put that story up, that's like been my most viewed story in like forever. And I know nobody knew what I was talking. Like 1 or 2 people knew what I was talking about. I mean, I think you knew what I did.
I knew immediately.
I was like, yo, like you fucking jabron. Like what I really was thinking in my head was, you fucking jabronis don't know how close you are to getting the smack of them laid upon your Rudy Poo candy ass in the comments.
Well, Hogan said, he said, I told you to drink milk and eat vitamins. Now, fuck that shit. That was the first time I ever seen people throw shit in the ring that much.
To see him come out, and it's like, all right, like it's either, and then the leg drop, like, that was a shock. That was a shock.
That was a shock.
Like
heard
I
around
have
the
to
world.
stop and watch that every time it comes up on Facebook, bro.
I wish I could have been there when Vince saw it, because when Vince saw that started the 81 weeks.
That started though.
That's when
even the outsiders, like that thing was like gaining momentum, but they weren't beating them yet. Like even with the what's her name? Who was it who dropped the women's belt in the
Sonya?
I forgot who that was.
The fuck was her name? I know she put it in the trash can right next to these dudes.
Yeah, Monday Nitro. Like,
and now she's in the Hall of Fame. Figure that one out.
Yeah, man, you need to. And China's not yet.
China, they put her in with DX. So he tried to give her the nudge, but come on, bro. That was
you
like,
owe her. Like she pioneered for this. You know what I read, son? I didn't know that. Not Mae Young, Fabulous Moolah. She was a pimp. She was a fucking dirtbag.
She was a pimp, dirtbag.
Yo,
you saw the Vice?
Nah, I saw Vice that's on Hulu now, so I can finally see the one I wanted to.
They did a whole Vice.
But I saw that. I was like, I'm like, what happened with, like, she get raped or something? I was like, she did the raping?
She
like what?
She was basically like a madam. And she was running all the girls under her like they was hookers, bro.
Bro, when I saw that, I was like,
that shit was crazy.
I want to undertake this, because I'm just like, wow. Like,
that's why they changed the fucking. Remember, there was the women's Royal Rumble that they was gonna do like the Fabulous Moolah.
Now it's not like the Mae Young Classic.
They took that shit off quick. It's like, yo,
at least Mae Young stayed clean.
Even in fucking this Me Too movement, that shit happened 50, 60 years ago, and that
came
shit
back, bro.
That shit still came back, bro. People don't forget when you fucking do them wrong.
Hell no, man. Hell no, bro.
Jesus
but when
Christ.
I saw that, I was like, holy shit. I was like, holy fuck. When I read the description on that, when I looked it up, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, yo, this is fucking bananas.
That's
I was like, I never
shit.
knew. And then I read about the dude who
imagine what she was doing for Vince.
The wrestler who got stabbed after the event. They said like the tragic death of somebody after how. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I looked that up.
Dino Bravo?
Yeah. I gotta watch it. It's on Hulu now. The
they
first
all
season.
Sick, bro.
I actually know, man. Like when Owen Hart comes up again, when second season comes up, I gotta skip Owen Hart, bro. Like that Owen Hart shit broke me, man. That made me cry watching Owen Hart, because I remember
I don't need
how
to see that
everything
one
went.
twice.
And watching that, bro, and seeing how, like the Kansas City police, if I would have sued the Kansas City police too, because that was an active crime scene, and you allowed them to continue with the match. To see the way like that ring had the dip where he hit, like like they said and I think the footage is no longer out there floating around, because they said like the rest of the matches didn't go into that side of the corner. You would see them look like they're fighting in a triangle. If you would, after that happens, if there's that much dip of a ring going into that corner, trying to come up at anything, you could probably weaken it more. Anything if you continue to show. So Vince probably don't want that out, because you can definitely use that in court and say, look, they know the ring's unstable. No one should have been there, because they're now avoiding the corner the rest of the match.
I just took apart a wrestling ring, bro, and I could see when it's not placed properly, or when there's too much of an impact on one side. Shit, I mean, it's planks of wood essentially that's just covered with mat. Once this guy, when they fucking took they basically walked to the spot and they pointed the camera down at the ring from where he fell. Bro, that's a big ass drop.
That's a drop, bro. And they were like,
That's
he
a
was at the
fucking drop.
top of the stadium, man. And when they showed his old rigging, and then the new once she showed it was this, they were like, this was like, I was like, oh my god. And they said the way it was a little flick is all it takes. It's like, yo, I would have, and they said like the dude should have never been the person who did it would have never been allowed. Like, and everyone said the people who did him before would have never did it, and that they didn't want to do the quick release shit.
And his son said that his last words to him dropping him off at the airport was "Take care of your mother."
Yeah, take care of your mother and sister.
And he never told him that before. For some reason, he said that shit.
Like, and
Like,
even
Jesus,
the guys,
man.
like, even at the show saying he seemed like his mind was elsewhere. Like, I think, like we said, man, I think he knew. Like, I don't know. You say because of Stone Cold shit. I say because of the, Brett and WCW and, all,
I just feel like
I feel like
we know occult shit be happening, and facts are stranger than fiction.
somehow, some way, whatever we both believe, though differently, is that WWE is at fault and that it wasn't a complete accident. We both believe.
I believe it.
And I won't say WWE, but I will say, you know what I mean when I say that.
The corporation,
Yeah. There you go. The corporate.
the corporate entity,
No, I say the corporate ministry.
the corporate ministry.
There you go.
All right, we probably got time for one more little video here. We got Mila Tina, of course, 30 Days to Rock. Let's check it out.
How you doing, bro?
Shit.
I can see this. Like you're stepping off a plane, like somewhere, and like they're greeting you, like they're doing like a fire dance, like
Yeah.
swirling and all this shit. That was just that goddamn.
That's The Rock getting off of his private jet in Hawaii, being greeted by fellow Samoans.
that was
But
that
that's
was
hot.
crazy. That was dope, man. And
then
then
you get
once
that
again, you
slow
can get
pan
that
up to his
all
face,
at
people's eyebrow.
30daystorock.us. You can catch all of the live performances that happened, and you can also donate there at 30 Days to Rock, man, because this was all done to keep the vibe alive here at First Live Studios at 219 Central Avenue in Bushwick, Brooklyn.
And you guys, that's the back room. You guys see us right now. This is the front area, the front little studio set up. Danny, do you got a camera in there? He doesn't have it on
It's
right
not
now.
on right now.
But this is a whole other thing over here. And then that beautiful performance center is literally the back space of this one of a kind fucking.
This you don't find this anywhere. You have
This
to
is
go.
like-
You have to go to a major network to find this type of quality. You have to go somewhere that's gonna put this out onto, what do you say, Celestial TV or cable
Terrestrial TV.
Terrestrial.
Yes, at some point, maybe this one.
Yes, we'll
Yeah,
have
we
musical
were actually
guests.
supposed to get fucking Notar.
We were. We had someone we had in mind. And, action's crazy. Like I've never. You know how long it's been I've had that happen. That the number I have has been given to someone else. Like
Happens
it's
all the
crazy.
time, bro.
That hasn't happened to me in so long, bro. Like that was wild. When I was like, hey, could I just nope.
How long have you had your number?
Sophomore year, high school.
Since sophomore year of high school?
My number's never changed. I've had the same cell phone in my whole life. My whole
Jesus
time I've had a
Christ.
cell phone.
So how the fuck do you not have credit?
Huh? Family plan. My mom.
Oh shit!
I'm still we're still on the family plan. Like
I'm about
even
to
when
say
my
you should
mom,
have an 800 credit score
nah,
right
like
now.
my mom, like when she would be complaining, I'm like, I mean, I could do it. Like before, like I was like, if you do that, I mean, they're not gonna give me shit. Like I don't have credit. Like But now, like when she can plan, she doesn't want to do the family plan anymore. It's like
I've had Sprint, T-Mobile, now this Google Fire shit. I went back to T-Mobile. I had another Sprint. I had Boost. Remember the chirps? It's like, that's when you remember when walkie-talkies was hot and everybody would just jump on the channel in the hood,
walkie-talkies,
and start popping shit at each other.
Oh, not the two-way radios with the, oh my God, everybody had them. What made those things popular? That was like 99, 2000, bro.
Yeah, this was around like when Linkin Park came out.
It had like one really great summer, man. Like
everybody was just
I
on these
had
things.
one.
You had to keep them low, especially if, in my house. My mom would always take shit away from me, so I had to keep that shit low by the window. Then I'll just go on the fucking chat. I hear like 20 people talking. I'll just be like, yo, I'm gonna fuck you up when I see you.
Yo.
And you get all these people's voices just cursing at each other and shit.
Yo.
Like, come get me on Gates then. I'm on Gates and Knickerbocker.
Yo, go to channel 3 if you got it. Yo, see me then. Come find me on channel 3.
Shit. I think they could tell there was no bass in my voice.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. Fuck you up. I don't know, but why did those things become so popular? I don't even know. That was just one
because
of those.
Social media hadn't really been invented yet.
But what spread the word about that before social media? Imagine if those things were popular now, bro. You'd have people getting, the satellite jump off. Yo, I can speak to someone in China on this, bro. I can get on the China waves. What up, bro? I can speak to people across the world on mine, bro. Y'all only could talk in the neighborhood.
Remember Jay-Z? I think it was one of his songs. He was talking about he had a phone that is global, like one of his global phones. Everybody got a global phone now, bro. I realized that half of Seinfeld as a show wouldn't exist if we shot it today. Like there's an episode of them trying to find each other in a parking lot. Nobody had cell phones back then.
Goddamn.
Nobody had a beeper. So you got 30 minutes of them just walking around in circles. It's like now I just be like, yo, where you at, Kramer?
Yo, they dropped the pen.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
I'm like 400 feet from you.
A lot of these shows, man. That's why you always watch these shows and be like, yo, why don't they just do that shit? They're not supposed to. It's a written show. They got to fill out 23 minutes plus fucking
like
commercial
now,
time.
she had been doing it to me, but now I've been doing it to my girl. I'm like, it's gotta, she been telling me, it won't. It's a movie. It's a TV show. They have to, drag it out. That would be the sensible, smart thing to do, but it is a television show, so it's not gonna be done like that.
If it was a movie, you could cram everything in. But TV, they always and then they always place the commercials right at that spot that you want to fucking
when it's coming.
On next episode. It's like shit. I gotta wait another fucking week.
Word.
And when they did that with the Game of Thrones, man, that shit used to piss me off every fucking day.
Man, I used to hate when 24 episodes were then like that. And then it'd be like, it showed the end of the episode. It's like, dum, 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 no.
They rarely did that on a Law and Order episode, but the one time that they did, I was really frustrated.
What, in an episode like that?
It was like just some to be continued. We're gonna do part 2 next week.
Yeah,
no, you never did that before.
Only did that a few times, but when they did
it was on SVU too.
Yeah, so it was always SVU. Never any other ones. Always SVU. I think they did it like once or twice on Criminal Intent. I can't remember, but SVU was king of it. Like, and I really want to know what they're gonna do. Like I want to see this Stabler and Benson reunion for this premiere. Like apparently he's supposed to come back for the premiere this year, and then like he's doing some new, like they're doing some new one with him, like missing persons or some crap. Allegedly.
And they're talking about who's gonna play Kingpin in the new Spider-Man, and they're throwing out 2 names: either The Big Show or Vincent D'Onofrio from Criminal Intent.
I would say Vincent D'Onofrio. He's a much better actor.
Yeah, The Big Show.
Big Show's
alright.
He fits the size, profile, pedophile.
The pedophile.
You know what I mean? That's what I quote myself. He fits the size, profile.
Oh shit.
That stature of Kingpin, but I think
he got a show with his family on Netflix.
I didn't know.
It's it's about him and his kids, so it's like a comedy shit.
I'd still say Vincent D'Onofrio.
He'll bring the right drama. He'll do for that role what Heath Ledger did to the Joker. He'll bring that kind of intensity to that shit.
Because he brings that kind of intensity to all his acting roles. every acting role he's done, and it's
he's from Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm trying to think of what I watched him in recently where he was so young. It's like, damn, bro, like this dude's always had it.
Bro, he was
Like I almost want to search to see. Like
he was Gomer Pyle.
I know he was going with Pyle, but it was something like a little bit after that.
I am in a world of shit. You remember that movie? Yeah. That was a fucking movie, bro. I guess I'll take this moment to
Vincent's a musician. I recorded it at Post Pop years ago.
who?
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah? Wow.
That's interesting.
That's crazy.
See, now I gotta start looking that shit up. I gotta look that shit up. This Saturday, 8 at 8. And yes, that was purposely.
8
Purposeful? Well, no, purposely.
I don't know.
That was done purposely. We need a dictionary next to us, bro.
Yeah, we do.
I'm gonna be playing.
Go to Google every time. It's not gonna keep cutting it.
I'm gonna be playing all of my old joints. Alcohol, Seen It Come in Dreams, Six Ride, and of course, debuting a brand new song, The Light. It's $10 on Ticket Spice. You guys see it right there. The link is in the description of my Instagram. Of course, that's at I'm King Roach. You should put it up on your link as well until after the show.
I don't know how to do that, man. So you send me the link.
Jesus.
Tell me where to put it. I'm rudimentary with Instagram, bro. But yes, you guys also, I'll be there. I'll be opening up, doing a quick 10-minute set to, try to make the folks laugh. If you guys will have me, won't know who laughs, but
something light.
It'll be a first time with doing it in front of no one, so won't know how it goes. I guess I'll just have to wait for people to tell me.
And this is gonna be our first time on Ticket Spice.
Yeah, this is
my first time.
Gonna be my first time selling tickets to anything, man. So I don't know how that's gonna go. I've never had to sell tickets to an event, and I always hated having to sell candy, man. I would just eat like what I wanted and put the money. I'd never actually sell it.
That you what?
Like whenever you had to sell candy in school, like I'd sell candy with after school, I would never sell it. I would just eat the candy and then just put the money for what I ate. And like, hey, I didn't sell it all.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Never sold that shit. Fuck, I look like walking around just fucking everywhere, man. The fuck out of here.
I think I did that once, and then I just never did it again.
Nah, man. And the
chocolates, man.
I never liked being responsible for other people's shit, and this money is not mine. I gotta be responsible for it. Like, nah, man. Like, get out of here with this bullshit. I get my money and my product. Like, if I just bought $200
of chocolate.
Any cut of these profits, goddamn it.
You just got $200 worth of chocolates just sitting right there.
Word, man. And then you give a kid that much chocolate, you think I gotta eat it? Like,
it's like, hey, I bought this chocolate from your son, and the box is half empty. You'd be like, listen, you should have known better.
Word, man.
Should have got it straight from the factory. Take it to the chocolate factory with Charlie. We'll be back next week. Of course, we're gonna try to get a guest. Let's really try to get a guest.
Yeah, let's
a musical guest. Let's close Notar, bro.
We actually have a guest in the studio right now.
We have a guest in the studio.
We can do it next Wednesday. Ramon Mama. But let's close with a video. One of the clips.
Let's close with a video.
We're ready, but we do have a guest with us right now, Ramon Mala.
Ramon Mala is going to be joining us next week. You guys hear it? We just announced it.
I guess there goes that. I still want to reach out to Notar though. That's a performance I want here.
Yeah.
So we still got to set that up. Like I said, that was the first time that's ever happened for me in a long, long time with the phone number situation. But the good thing was it wasn't a fake number because I had spoken to him and texted him before and that shit. But I had spoken to him early in quarantine and said, when this is over, let's get a beer. So even now, it's not completely over, but stuff is open. Let's even just try to hit him up to get a drink together first, man.
Outdoor drinks.
I'm pretty sure he's got some cooked up amazing, man.
Is Pine Box doing the
I feel like I saw it outside, but I don't know what time they would open up right now with all of this going on. If they'd still be doing regular hours, if they'd open up a little bit earlier. I don't know, man. It's it's a little weird. Let's see. They are scheduled to open. Nope, they're still opening at their regular time at like 4. Like, so while it's cool, you would think, like, with everything going on,
Yeah.
you know, they'd be open a little bit earlier, but I guess,
Alcohol is alcohol.
It is, man. But I do want to go out, man, one of these days, man. I haven't been out, go to one of these outdoor spots, grab a beer or something.
Yeah.
But they all open regular time, so we got to figure that out, man. But we will be back next week live here, next Wednesday. What is next Wednesday? It's the 12th, right? Is it the 12th?
I don't even know what today
Yep,
is.
today's the 5th. We'll be
So,
back
yeah.
next Wednesday, August 12th. Everyone stay safe, you know. We appreciate you all tuning in live here on
Good Morning Bushwick.
God, I really dropped the ball on that one. Live here on Good Morning Bushwick. Thank you for tuning in. You can get everything Bud and Roach related over at budandroach.com.
And you could follow us at Bud and Roach on Instagram.
And you can get everything else 30 Days to Rock related over 30days2rock.us. We're trying to keep the vibe alive. Go over there, go donate, check out all the rest of the performances we showed, all the clips, get all the information for what this is all about, man.
And we're going to close out with Jimmy Lopez and DJ Felix Martin here at 30 Days to Rock. We'll see you guys next week.